Another major bombshell released by the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, today, finding that the Obama administration and its deep state actors manufactured intelligence to create a narrative that Russia interfered in the 2016 election. Today's memo breaking down how, leading up to the 2016 election, many in the intel community dismissed a Russian threat, like on August 31st, when former DNI James Clapper found no indication of a Russian threat to directly manipulate the actual vote count. A few days later, the FBI said it was uncomfortable, implying there was definitive information that Russia does intend to disrupt our elections. On September 9th, it was found that Russia probably is not trying to influence the election by cyber means. And then on October 7th, both the FBI and NSA had low confidence that Russia was behind the DNC and DCCC hacks. Even on December 7, a month after Trump won the election, Clapper's office developed talking points, among them saying that foreign adversaries did not use cyber attacks on election infrastructure to alter election outcomes. And there was no evidence of cyber manipulation of election infrastructure intended to alter results. But 2 days later, everything changed. This was big. In a White House Situation Room meeting, top Obama administration officials got together, after which an email went out from Clapper's office tasking ODNI leaders with creation of an assessment per the president's request, an effort joint by CIA, FBI, NSA, and DHS. And what were they tasked with exactly? Addressing how Russia sought to influence the election. Okay, so some big news. Hillary, I want to start with you and your reaction. I mean, this is obviously years of conversation.
Right.
And here we are, this new piece of information out today, Tulsi Gabbard just dropping this bombshell. When you heard about this, your initial reaction and thoughts, were you surprised?
No, and I think what's going to happen is that exactly the MAGA base is going to say the same thing. Aha, just as we thought, again, the legacy media ran with everything. We are going up against, and President Trump went up against, not just the legacy media, but also social media. Also, I would say Google isn't Googling something. If you Google something, it's left-wing propaganda. Every single place you looked, everywhere you turned, it was supporting this, and they were all wrong. So what does it do? Bottom line, this is more lack of trust by the American public in our official institutions. I mean, it's good for Newsmax. It's good for anybody else who's willing to look at alternative information.
Jason, I want to get your perspective. I mean, just from, what was revealed today about what came out and what took place under the Obama administration. Do you believe these reports?
So I would say that, first of all, the idea that Russia interfered in our elections, I think is pretty much a well-established fact. I think Russia has been trying to interfere in American elections for a really long time. I do think our elections are secure, so there's nobody tinkering with voting machines or anything like that. But they spend money, and we saw that recently. Since you mentioned the media and you mentioned legacy media, I think it's worth it to mention like Tenet Media and the money that was being funneled in from Russian sources to go to some of these podcasts that are very popular, particularly on the right, to push the Russian agenda. We do know, of course, the hacking of the DNC and by Russians. We also know, the Mueller report and the things that came out of that. There's also reporting, again, this, you don't have to necessarily believe this, but that some Russian money was being funneled through the NRA, about $30 million that they spent on the Trump
that was debunked.
Campaign.
Okay, so
information, truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.